Good evening to all the undead ghouls and monsters. We are your horror hosts for tonight's Last Rites. I am one of your horror hosts, Brandon Brown, and always with me is my co-host,
Ollin Hernandez.
And tonight is the witching hour that we bring to you 7 horror movies that you should watch. At least according to Bloody Disgusting. And then we also have a couple other movies that we want to talk about that we feel that you should definitely take a peek at. And because we haven't done this in a while, so normally we're doing something different with the podcast, so we thought we'd kind of revisit back to this segment, just because there's some new stuff going on and some things coming out that we want to talk about and then let you guys know about so you guys can check them out. What do you want to start with? You want to start with the 7, or do you want to do those 3?
Yeah, let's start with the 7 first, because I want to talk about The Exorcist, but maybe save that one for later.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so 7 movies that are releasing this week. This is the end of July, what this podcast is coming to you from. So at the end of this week here, there should be 7 new horror movies that will be dropping that you guys should either run out to go see or rent. I'm not sure if all of them will be in the theaters. I know at least a couple of them are. But the other ones not so much. But yeah, we'll get to those right now. So we got 7 movies here, and the first one is a foreign film called Repulse. It's a Czech film. So what they're pushing, it says it looks like it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets The Hills Have Eyes. Didn't I say The Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yeah, so it was like it kind of gives me that very, that foreign, obviously it's foreign film, so it's like the foreign Hills Have Eyes vibe.
Yeah, this trailer confused me a little bit because, first of all, it's really short, and it's kind of silent. There was no dialogue presented, so that was the first thing, and then I realized, oh, it's a foreign film.
Yeah, and I think I've noticed that too in a lot of foreign films that come over here to the States, that when they do show them, the majority of them have no dialogue. It just shows you just straight action.
Yeah, it's a silent trailer, I guess.
I'm guessing just so it doesn't deter the people, be like, that's a foreign film, I'm not going to watch that.
I'm going to have to read subtitles? What's with this?
God damn it.
Yeah, no, but it looks interesting. The imagery, at least, is really it's creepy. There seems to be plenty of gore, and I mean, it looks good. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I definitely would like to check it out as well. But I'm also in the same boat with you, where I was confused at first when I watched it, because not only does it give off the Hills Have Eyes vibe, but it looks like it has 2 sets of different killers. Like the Hills Have Eyes family, and then this one dude who's like super dressed up to the T, who, gives you that serial killer vibe. And it's like, well, he doesn't look like he rolls with this family, kind of does his own thing, but how is he in this movie? Like, what is he doing, and are these people reacting to him, or are they working, together, or is it just coincidence that they, that they're in the same area?
Yeah, it seems to have, like, if you watch a trailer, it seems to have 2 different settings. One is like that rural sort of type place, like of civilization, let's say, and then the other setting is like this really modern, like, apartment, like maybe like one of those. It looks like one of those New York apartments in like a really tall building. Yeah,
like a housing area.
Yeah, and so I get it gives me the vibe that some of the murders happen either in the rural place, and then it also extends out into like the city, I guess.
Yeah, very strange, but overall the trailer was really good. Definitely got my attention enough to want to watch it, foreign or not.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, all the actors that were mentioned, I have no idea who they are. So I will be coming in fairly uncorrupted by Hollywood on this one.
Yeah, and then usually those are some of my favorite with these movies is a lot of unknowns, especially if it's doesn't look like a B movie right off the bat in the trailer, which this didn't.
Yeah, no, it looks really professionally done.
Yeah, so definitely want to watch this one.
Yeah, good quality.
So that is Repulse, Czech film. Check it out. The next one on our list.
Yeah.
It's called Ouija Shark 2. This one definitely gives you a B movie vibe from the trailer.
Yeah, totally. It seemed like the visual effects look like just film school, like film class, like a bunch of friends just got together and like
they just watched YouTube on how to make special effects.
Yeah, they watch a bunch of YouTubes and like their teacher was kind of guiding them here and there, maybe. But yeah, very much a B movie with lots of rotoscoping. Like the shark just looks like a rotoscope puppet, basically, or like somebody's plushie toy or something. And
it totally looked crocheted.
Yeah. Maybe they got it on Etsy or something, I don't know. But they rotoscope it to look like a ghost. And I mean, I don't know. It looks fun, I guess.
It definitely looks entertaining. I would definitely... It's one of the 7 that they say you should watch, so...
I was telling Brandon, it totally reminded me of this movie I watched a while back called Ghost Shark, which is basically also like a rotoscoping ghost shark that comes out of like puddles of water or like the faucet or something and kills people.
Yeah, I think I remember we actually talked about it on a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah, ridiculous movie, but like entertaining to like, I don't know, sit down and make fun of.
The funny part was after we watched the trailer, Ollin was like, they made a first one of this?
Yeah.
Because this is part 2.
This is Ouija Shark 2. And I'm like, wait, should I watch number 1 before so I can understand number 2? Or can I just jump in here?
It doesn't seem like there's any continuity. It's just, I don't know. It definitely looks fun. Definitely is a B movie. But they say that you should check it out, especially during Shark Week. So.
Oh, right. That's true.
Yeah, that's probably why I got put on the list.
At the very least, check out the trailer. It's a riot.
Yeah. So Ouija Shark 2. That was the second of the 7. The third coming up here, which I was telling Ollin, I didn't even know that they made these into animated features, is Resident Evil Death Island. So I'm guessing that, well, not guessing, they made other features that were animated, and our pirate that gets all our movies for us just recently downloaded it for us as well. And he was talking to me about how the movie looks like all those cutscenes from the video game, like how the video games, will look like a video game, but the cutscenes look very cinematic. That's what this entire movie it looks like, is just one cinematic cutscene.
Yeah, I'm curious to see this new one, because the past ones, the animation rendering is really, really good, but maybe it was the translation. Maybe in Japanese is better, but like, is the mouth and the mouth movements and the voices kind of seem a little bit disconnected in the past movies.
Oh, so it's like traditional Japanese movies.
Maybe the first ones were, but hopefully they fixed that, because that used to bother me a lot in the older ones.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that this one is a direct sequel to the 2017 Resident Evil Vendetta.
Okay.
So at least there's continuity between those two movies. I'm not sure about the other ones before it. But
yeah, it looks like at least they're using some of the more traditional characters too.
Yeah, they've got Jill Valentine, Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield, and Rebecca Chambers.
Right. Yeah. That brings you back to maybe Resident Evil 3 and 4 around.
Yeah, and then I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something, but because I'm seeing there's 3 chicks and there's 2 dudes, but I only named off 3 chicks and 1 dude, and I'm trying to figure out who the other guy is of the film, and it's not saying. So, but I mean, if you play the game, I played the game when it first came out, but that's really the extent of my Resident Evil, other than seeing the Mila Jovovich movies.
Yeah, the movies.
That's really my extent on the Resident Evil franchise. Like I said, I didn't even know that they had the animated versions of these, and from what I saw, it looked pretty cool. And then the pirate, he got all the movies for me, and he got some of them for Ollin, which I'll probably share the rest of them with him if he wants them. But they definitely look very very interesting. And like I said, they look like one long cinematic cut, like cutscene from the individual in between the gameplay. So very cool.
Yeah, lots of action, lots of gore. So good animation.
Yeah, definitely. If you can't do it live action, then animated is the way to go. Next on the list, this one is actually my top want to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've talked about these guys before, A24. So they're back, and they're doing it again. So this movie is called Talk to Me. The trailer was really good, tripped me out. So I don't know. You want to explain?
Yeah, this movie's got a little buzz going on right now, and obviously, you know, whenever A24 releases something, especially in the horror genre, it's worth a gander at least. Basically, the premise is game night gone wrong. I think it's a game in which spirits become involved, and there's possessions going on, and I think this group of friends are being followed by some sort of entity or entities, and shit goes awry after that. It looks really good. The cast
looks very unknown. I don't look like I recognize anybody from it.
I don't know anybody.
So again, this is right up my alley where I don't know anybody. So this is definitely going to be one of those ones where everybody's probably going to do an outstanding job.
Yeah, I think the only actor I know is Miranda Otto. I remember her from the Lord of the Rings. She was kind of a tertiary character, but I recognized her. I recognized her face, but that's about it. Everybody else is unknown to me.
Okay. Yeah, so like he said, the premise is like game night gone wrong, group of friends come in. So what makes this cool is there's like a plaster bust of a hand, like from the forearm up, and it's in the position to shake your hand. And what you do is you put your hand in its hand, and then you say the words "talk to me," and it transports you or makes you see something. You go in a trance state almost, from what you see in the trailer. It looks really cool, super original. I didn't think of this as anything that I've seen before.
Yeah, the phrase that caught my attention the most is in between scenes. There's a legend that says possession goes viral. So I'm guessing they're doing like a possession type thing, but with like a modern take of like calling it viral, as in like a video that goes viral, or social media type thing that goes viral. So I'm guessing they're marrying those two concepts.
Yeah, because they all had their phones out and they were videoing it, so obviously they were probably posting it to social media.
Yeah.
Similar to that one exorcism movie that we were talking about, where the group of friends were faking the exorcisms and they were recording it, and then all of a sudden it's the last one that they did was actually real.
Yeah.
And like it brought some type of demon back, and now he wanted to play.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I could see, but I don't see it like that. It's just that it reminded me of it. So it's not definitely like that. It's not biting it. It's definitely its own thing, but it's really a cool take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. This one seems to be the one to watch.
Yeah, this one just hit theaters Friday,
Yeah,
which was yesterday.
I've been trying to stay away from spoilers for this one because I want to come in as clean as possible. But yeah, hopefully I get to watch it pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely go out and check this one out. Go watch it in the theater. Don't wait for it to come out on video, or don't, if you've got your own pirate, don't wait for him or her to download it for you. Definitely go check this out. Next on the list is from Disney. Disney has revamped their Haunted Mansion movie, so they have a new Haunted Mansion movie, and this one's got a pretty good cast in it.
Yeah, big ensemble, big.
Yeah, a couple people I didn't even think of that were in it, which is super cool. Jamie Lee Curtis, she comes in as Madame Leota, and then Jared Leto. He was definitely a surprise to see. He comes in as Hatbox Ghost, and his voice is super deep, like really really cool. But you only get to see him for just a couple seconds in the trailer, but definitely really cool. Some other people that are in it is Lakeith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish, Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, and Danny DeVito.
Winona Ryder, you see her, but she doesn't get named for some reason. You see her in the trailer, but
yeah, it says Dan Levy's also in it, and then Hassan
Minaj. Yeah, a comedian, stand-up comedian.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I was going to butcher the shit out of that. I apologize. Yeah, so definitely it's even though these are a cast of people that we know, it looks like it's a pretty well put together cast. Definitely nothing like the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy, but that movie did not do very well and was not very good.
Yeah, I know. But this one, at least on the trailer, you see a lot of like the actual things. From, like if you've ever been to the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, you see like the lobby that like extends up, and like you see a lot of the gags that they use in the actual ride.
Yeah, and I liked that you could see the dancing ghosts in the dining room. That was pretty cool. Where they're right above the tables, spinning around in circles.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of same visuals that you see from the ride is definitely in the trailer. So that is a good payment to homage for them to put that into the movie.
Yeah, it looks fun. One of those. It's still a horror film, I guess, but one of those family friendly. Obviously, coming from Disney.
Yeah, I mean, horror comes in all shapes and sizes, and it's definitely a spectrum. You got this is on the closest to the front of the spectrums. Where everything is, like you said, family friendly. Casper, those type of things. It's still a ghost, and a ghost is considered a horror movie. Haunted, the word haunted itself, represents something of horror. So I can see how they can, lump this into the horror genre. And obviously it's going to be comedy too. So, it's going to have some fun stuff for them to be playing on.
Yeah, a lot of like silly jokes and stuff like that. So I'm all for it. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely something to take the family to, or if you just want to watch it by yourself, more power to you. Next on the list is a movie called Sympathy for the Devil. This is Nicolas Cage's new movie. Also starring is Joel Kinnaman. You know him from the Suicide Squad movie, where he played Flag, or Colonel Flag, or I'm not sure what they were calling him. But he's in it. And it's technically like a kidnapping movie. I'm guessing that Cage himself is the devil, and he kidnaps Joel Kinnaman's character. He's in his car. Looks like he's getting ready to go home for what they call a family emergency. His wife called him, I guess, and he tells Joel that he's his new family emergency, and just basically goes on a joyride for the night. And just a lot of debauchery happens in that night of him, riding around with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, lots of sick games being played by the devil, I guess. Just the devil playing with this one guy. Yeah, lots of over the top Nick Cage, as one would expect from Nick Cage. Just Nick Cage, but crazier Nick Cage, I guess. I don't know how many times I said Nick Cage in that sentence, but it's just. I mean, that's honestly that's all you need to know. Is just Nick Cage.
Yeah, like I was telling Ollin, like when we were watching the trailer, I'm like, the guy who wrote and directed this, or if it was a team of them, like they called him up and they're like, Nick, we got the movie for you.
Yeah, drop what you're doing.
Yeah, you are the devil.
Yeah,
and then I can hear Nick saying, "Enough said."
Yeah,
I'll be there.
I'm there too. I'm with Nick.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a good movie. I love Nicolas Cage no matter what. To me, he could do no wrong. Whether he's playing himself because he's always playing himself, it doesn't matter. I like the guy.
Yeah, award-winning actor. So what else do you need?
Yeah, but definitely go check this one out too. Sympathy for the Devil. Next on our list is a supernatural haunter movie called The Mistress.
Yeah, this one looks very interesting. It won a bunch of awards. Some of them LA International Film Festival, Fort Lauderdale Film Festival, Sevilla, which is a Sevilla indie film festival. I'm guessing Sevilla, the Spanish city. LA Horror Film Festival, which it's really cool, and now I want to know what else does the LA Horror Film Festival have. It was an official selection for the LA Horror Film Festival, the Montreal Independent, and Golden State Film Festival. So a bunch of awards that this movie got, and it looks like another haunted house type of movie, but with like some sort of weird sexual overtones. Ghost meets haunted mansion, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but it looks really interesting. Looks creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's from what it's described as is it was from over 100 years ago. The house is very Victorian looking, and there was this mistress to the owners of the house that had committed suicide, and they ended up getting rid of her. They have an incinerator in their basement, so that's how they got rid of her, and they found her bones in there. So she's obviously tied to the house, so that's why she's haunting it still. And this newlywed couple moves in, and then just shit from the neighbors and all these other people, like, talking about how, we love this house, always wanted to see what the inside of it was, and then one of them drops the line like, I wonder if it's haunted. And then that's when the whole trailer kind of takes a turn for the worse.
Yeah, the trailer was really well made.
And I actually didn't recognize her, but I also don't recognize any other stars in it, so this definitely also falls right up my alley. But mine is Ray Dawn Chung.
Really?
She was from Commando. She's been in other films as well, like from the 80s. She's an 80s actress. Oh. But the one thing that she had that was like, I wouldn't say it was like superstardom, but like she was really well known for was she was in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Commando. She played the girl that he saved at the end.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I did not recognize her at all.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her at all either. I don't know if it was the short hair, because hair does that to me sometimes. Like women can style their hair differently, and it's like for some reason to me it like alters their face. Like
it's a different person.
Yeah, it gives them a different look, and so I just didn't think about it. Also, I haven't seen her in forever, so I just didn't recognize her. But yeah, she's in this movie, so I was like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, it's definitely a worth look into, especially if you're into like haunted house stories. This is definitely right up your alley if that's your thing.
Yeah, this one looks really cool. I'm
That's
gonna,
cool that it won all those awards. Like, obviously, that means something. You
Right,
know?
right, yeah.
That's saying something. You know, that people took the time to award it all those. This one says it's going to be in the theater and on VOD this Friday, which was yesterday. So this one's out. So go definitely check it out.
Yeah, good.
And I don't know if that was 7, but the last thing on the list is the Peacock series Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I remember the game. I remember playing the game, and this one has a pretty cool cast as well.
Yeah, definitely people I didn't think I would see together. It's got Anthony Mackie, Stephanie Beatrice, and it's got two play. So the Twisted Metal was the PlayStation game that everybody knew with the ice cream truck driving clown known as Sweet Tooth. And Sweet Tooth is played by two people. So he is physically played by Samoa Joe, who is a wrestler, and is voiced by Will Arnett, which is he's a well-known voice actor. He was Lego Batman. He's been in a bunch of other features as well and TV shows. Thomas Hayden Church is in this. Nev Campbell. And then some people I don't recognize their names, and also I don't recognize who they were, but it's got a pretty well-rounded cast here. Anthony Mackie plays John Doe. So I've never played the game, so I don't know if any of these characters besides Sweet Tooth are in the game or not. So Anthony Mackie plays John Doe. Stephanie Beatrice. Anthony Mackie is Falcon in the new Captain America. Stephanie Beatrice was Torres from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Will Arnett, like I said, he's Lego Batman, and Arrested Development was another show that you would have seen him on. Thomas Hayden Church, he played Sandman in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Was also, I can't even think of his character's name, but he was on the TV show Wings. Which is dating me and probably everybody who listens to this. Nev Campbell, her from Party of Five, which also dates me, but you would know her more from the Scream series. And then, like I said, there's some other people that are in it. But Nev Campbell plays a character named Raven. Thomas Hayden Church plays Agent Stone. And then Stephanie Beatrice plays a person named Quiet.
It looks like a action comedy.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of comedic timing in it, and there's a lot of action going on. Anthony Mackie and Stephanie Beatrice are obviously the main characters. You see some segments with Sweet Tooth in it, but not sure how much of it is going to have him, in it. Like I said, Thomas Hayden Church plays Agent Stone, so definitely there's going to be some type of police presence, like from the trailer that we saw. It was talking about how the police were also trying to take back the city, and they were talking about how the roads belong to them, so you're definitely going to see him and his goons probably driving around, trying to get to Anthony Mackie's character.
Yeah, it looks like a rump, definitely a rump. I might wait till it's at least a few episodes in to go check it out. I'm not rushing into this one. I'm a little bit more interested about a couple of these other movies we mentioned, but it looks fun.
Yeah, definitely looks fun. It's got 10 episodes, so they're dropped onto Peacock. So if you want to check it out, go on Peacock. And I'm not sure if they're dropped all at once or if it's going to be one of those weekly episodic shows where it's one episode every week. So definitely check it out if you're interested in it. If you're a fan of Twisted Metal or the game and you want to see the show, it's out. So, but that's our list of the 7 horror movies that are out for you to want to see. Next on our list, which they were showing a lot of this trailer early, I think towards the end of the year last year and early the beginning of this year.
Yeah, that's when I first saw it.
Yeah, and then the trailers like disappeared, and then now they're back because this movie is going to be released August 11th, and that is the last voyage of, is it the Demeter?
The Demeter, or the Demeter, the Demeter.
The Demeter. I'm not sure the pronunciation on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But this,
I've always said Demeter.
yeah, this is the ship that carried Dracula from Transylvania to England. So if you recognize the name of the boat or the ship, this is what this movie is. So this movie is a group of people that are voyaging from, the destination of Transylvania or Romania area, which I'm not sure where they would dock at, because Romania is like far inland, so I'm not sure where they would have.
Yeah,
where the docking for that would have been, like where maybe in the Mediterranean or something like that.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're doing the original Bram Stoker narrative, right? Because some of the other versions, Dracula comes to America, right? From Transylvania or whatever. But I guess they're doing the original destination.
Yeah. So this is like where he's supposed to go and meet. I don't know. Was he going to meet, or was he was going to sign documents or something like that with the Harkers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his voyage from his homeland to jolly old England, and this is the tale of that trip.
Yeah, the cast is also kind of unknown. I think the only guy I recognize is Liam Cunningham from. He was in the Game of Thrones series. But other than that, I don't recognize any of these actors. The trailer makes it look really, really good. The creatures are horrifying, or at least the Dracula creature. And it's going to take place pretty much, the whole movie is going to be on the ship, so it's like one setting, basically. So it's going to make it a little bit claustrophobic for me, but that probably is going to add to the suspense and the horror.
Yeah, totally. The makeup and stuff that they did for the Dracula character was next level. Like, he looks really good. Everything from, there's a picture of him right here with where he looks like Nosferatu.
Yeah. He looks like a monster. That's the type of vampires I like. The romanticized vampires, like the Twilight ones, are the ones that I'm not very keen on.
Vampires don't fucking sparkle.
Yeah.
Exactly. What the fuck?
Or even the Anne Rice vampires, which, Victorian era type thing. Those are pretty cool, I guess, too. But I really like the monster ones. When Dracula really turns into a beast. That's when I really like the vampires.
Yeah.
So this is right up my alley.
Yeah. So definitely, I've said it before. I'm a huge Dracula fan, huge vampire fan. And so this is definitely a go-to. So when this drops in August, I'm definitely going to be at the theater watching this. And you should too, especially if you're a huge fan of Dracula and the Dracula story. This is just another tale of that story. One little snippet out of the book for you to, kind of get a bird's eye view of what's happening. And then I don't know if it's last, but the next thing I guess we're going to talk about is the new Exorcist movie. We spoke about it before briefly in our Exorcism podcast, but the new Exorcist movie is slated to be released October 13th of this year. And it's now got a title, Exorcist Believer. and we just watched the trailer today, and it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely, especially from being Blumhouse and David Gordon Green. This is already, just the trailers alone, already just look better than Halloween Ends.
Yeah. When this got announced, and we talked about it in past podcasts, I did mention I was a little bit nervous about Blumhouse picking up this franchise, but watching the trailer actually it puts my mind at ease a little bit more.
Yeah, and it looks like Danny. I see here Danny McBride is also one of the story writers for it. So I'm guessing he's part of their fucking team now.
Right.
You know, he went from being a comedian to now he wants to do horror. He wants to be a horror writer.
Okay.
You know, good for him. He's obviously written some good stuff, but I can't excuse him for Halloween Ends.
Yeah. He's still
him and everybody else in that team. Just they better really make up for it in this movie.
I was just gonna say they better knock it out of the park, or it's gonna be bad. But the so far the trailer looks really good. Bringing back Ellen Burstyn, and I guess Linda Blair will be there at some point.
Yeah, they mentioned something about her coming back, but I did not see her in the trailer or see her name in credits anywhere. So they did announce that this is going to be a trilogy series, and they have announced that the second movie will be released April of 2025 under the name Exorcist Deceiver, but nothing on the third movie. So first movie is Believer, second movie is Deceiver.
Yeah, if you guys listen to the podcast, the special we had on exorcism movies, you might know that The Exorcist is one of my favorite all-time movies. So I mean, the rest of the franchise is not really my favorite. The third one was really good, but like the rest of the sequels and prequels that they released were just okay for me. So we'll see. Like for me, the bar is pretty high. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Although from the trailer, it looks, like I said, it looks fucking amazing. Not only, obviously, we have a possession, but it's a dual possession.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the girls, the actors, have their names: Olivia Markham, who plays Catherine, and Lydia Jewett, who plays Angela. They have big shoes to fill because Linda Blair in that first movie was so good and so talented that they're gonna have to they have their work cut out for them.
And really, this ain't a spoiler alert. Like, you see this in the trailer. So if you haven't seen the trailer, definitely go watch the trailer. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it raised a couple of questions for me. One is when Ellen Burstyn comes in and she says, "I think we know each other." She says something like that, right? Like we've met each other before, or something like this.
Yeah, we've met each other before.
So my question is Pazuzu back?
And which one is he in? Which girl?
Yeah, or is he in both? Like what?
Yeah, is he split, or is it just him and one girl?
Yeah, because she also mentions there has to be different religions practice their exorcisms in different ways, and then she's saying we're gonna need all of them.
Yeah.
So are we gonna see not only like the Christian or Catholic exorcism, but maybe like some other religion being brought in? And I also saw a very fast flash scene of two wolves fighting, which is also a symbolism that they use in the first movie with Max von Sydow is staring at one of the very first scenes when he's staring at the Pazuzu statue, and then he looks over and there's two wolves fighting in the distance. So they're bringing back a lot of this symbolism from the first film, which is, and you mentioned that the Blumhouse does this a lot, where they clean the slate and they begin from as a sequel from the first movie, which is what they did with Halloween also, right?
Yeah. So they're calling this a direct sequel to the 1973 movie Exorcist, or The Exorcist, So yeah, anything after, not before, because they're still slating the movies that before, are still part of that series. But this is the direct sequel to the Linda Blair Exorcist from '73.
Yeah.
And yeah, Blumhouse has a thing about that. I guess they don't like any of the BS movies that come afterwards, and they want to make sure that they, have that clean slate. So when they drop their stuff, it's that it's the next, the next in line. I forgot what I was going to say about it.
Yeah, well, it's the next in continuity, right?
Yeah, there it is, the continuity.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm drawing blanks here. But yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah, both these girls so far from the trailer do a bang up job. So we'll definitely see when the movie drops, how much of that bang up job is throughout the film, and what's to be expected in the next movie, since now we know it's a trilogy. Are they going to be moving on to the next film still possessed? Is one of them going to be saved? Are none of them going to be saved? So definitely a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered, and the only way to answer those is by watching the movie when it drops.
Yeah. I'm actually excited for this one. I didn't think I was going to say that, but I am.
Yeah, anything's going to be better so far than Halloween Ends. So
maybe they did it on purpose.
Maybe. But why would you? That's
Which
my
sucks.
favorite series. Why would you fucking ruin that? Blumhouse.
Oh man.
So, anyways, I like the first two Halloweens. That last one was just, I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah. I think we had a whole special on that one. Go back and listen to that one.
Yeah. Hear how angry I am. Anyways, yeah. So this one definitely is one to keep on the radar. And like I said, it's October 13th of 2023. That's when this will be released. And then if it is what we think it's going to be, the second one will be released April 18th, 2025. At least that's the tentative date that they've given. So 2 years, almost 2 years later. So hopefully they'll be probably filming both of them, the second one and the third one back to back, maybe.
Yeah. I say take your time with those. There's no rush. I'd rather have a well thought out, well executed product that comes in, even if it's far apart, and it takes time to do it, but nothing rushed ever is a good product, I think.
I agree. So yeah, Exorcist Believer, October 13th, 2023. We have anything else on the docket here that you want to talk about?
No, I mean, we're trying to explore different formats for the podcast. The news thing it's a fun way of like expecting new things.
It's a nice break too,
Yeah.
amongst the one shots that we're doing. Like we did the Tim Burton, and then before that we did like the Exorcist.
Yeah, we might do another franchise. I was thinking something I've never seen are the VHS movies.
Oh yeah, I heard you said that there's a lot of them.
There's quite a few, and I don't know. Maybe expect a special on VHS, the franchise, and if you like those movies, let us know if that's something you'd like to hear about.
Yeah, drop us a line. You can do it at any of our social media, or you could just go right to our website and then just submit right into the on the comments page.
What's your favorite franchise that you like to listen a podcast about?
Speaking of franchises, Saw So Saw is releasing another movie called Saw X, and I was telling you about that this is taking place after Saw 2.
Also, they're doing the whole.
Yeah.
What would you call this? Like because there's prequels and there's sequels. What would this be?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what they would call the in between, like go back in time movie. That is in between movies that already happened.
Yeah.
Because they're showing that the Jigsaw's puppet Billy is going to be back. They showed the pig head is going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's his face? Torben Bell. He's going to be back as Jigsaw. So, obviously because he's not dead yet. Spoiler if you don't watch the Saw series, which shame on you if you should already know this. Anyways, so this is going to be an in-between movie, which is kind of weird, but also interesting.
I guess other franchises that once you have like a good catalog of movies, you're able to do these jumps, right?
Yeah, well, I'm guessing they're like, well, fuck, you can't just continue on the movie because the guy's dead.
Yeah,
so how do we bring him back since the actor's still around? And he shows interest in wanting to do like another movie. So I guess you do these in betweens. Oh, by the way, here's another story or chapter of that book that we didn't tell you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Saw X.
And then I don't think they have a date for that to drop yet. They do. September 29th, 2023.
Yeah, pretty much around the corner.
Yep. So it's going to be right before Exorcist Believer. So go check this out in the theater, and the month after, go check out Exorcist. It's not even like a month. It's like only a couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like maybe a rewatch is in order.
Oh no, I'm wrong. It's not after Saw 2. It's in between Saw 1 and 2.
Okay.
So it's set between the events of Saw 1 and 2. I'll give you the synopsis. A sick and desperate John travels to Mexico for a risky experimental medical procedure in hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer, only to discover the entire operation is a scam to defraud the most vulnerable. The infamous killer returns to his work, turning the tables on the con artist in his signature visceral way through devious, deranged, and ingenious traps. So, looks like he goes to try and find some treatment and cures for his ailments and gets fucked over and decides to take revenge.
Okay. So, Saw goes west or something.
Or south.
Southwest, yeah, that's right.
Where does it even take place at originally? You even know that? I don't think I've ever really. I thought maybe it was like New York or something like that.
Yeah. I always thought it was East Coast type stuff.
So, yeah. But that's the synopsis of it. That's the hubbub for Saw X. So definitely interested to see how that plays out. But yeah, that's kind of our list of stuff that we want to talk about with some movies that are coming out that are already out and that you guys should go check out. And Bloody Disgusting. God, I can't fucking speak. Tells us that we should go check out as well. So, anything else you want to add?
Next podcast we'll probably do like a few reviews of the movies that already came out that we haven't talked about because we've been doing this other experimental podcasts. We might come in with reviews for Evil Dead Rise and some of the other movies that have come out. Did you watch the other Nick Cage movie, Renfield? I watched that one. I have a review ready for that,
Oh, nice.
and a few of the other ones that have come out. So
Okay.
maybe look forward to that on the next podcast.
Yeah, we're also trying to get these podcasts out more regularly as well. There's been a lot of time in between the podcasts. So we definitely don't want to lose you guys. We know that people are listening to them. We want to make sure that we keep your interest as well. One of my other buddies was telling me that it's just frequency. We need to get more of these out. So that's what we're going to try and do is be more on top of the frequency. So that way you guys have stuff to listen to and not forget about us, like a month or two later, be like, oh, I remember those guys. Let me listen to their podcast again. This way it's still fresh. It's, within like a week or so, we should have another one coming out. And that's kind of what we're aiming for. We'll still be doing, this and that on our podcasts. We'll do the features, Ollin just talked about we're going to be doing reviews. We'll tell you about movies that are coming out. So, that way we just don't have to just stick to one formula. We'll just, keep changing it up. But, make sure it's still interesting for you guys to listen to and want to listen to.
Yeah, with that, anything else?
No, other than today's podcast is brought to you by our unofficial sponsor, Liquid Death. Today's Liquid Death I found is the tea Grim Leafer. This is the gold and black can. This is supposed to be just their basic black tea. We've talked about their other teas that they've had. But today this is a new one for us to try. I haven't tried it, and I don't think you've tried it.
No, this is new to me.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to give this one a drink. So like we say with their taglines, they're death to plastic and to murder your thirst. So this is to you, Liquid Death. That's good.
Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah. Iced tea, a very subtle hint of sweetness from the agave.
Yeah.
So not too nothing too sugary. I like that.
Yeah, definitely good out of the can. I think this would be great in a glass with ice.
Mm-hmm.
Make it like a traditional iced tea. But yeah, this is definitely really good.
Yeah, very nice.
This definitely falls in my list with the severed lime.
Severed lime, yeah. Yeah, maybe even mix them.
Oh, man. Getting some dangerous territory there. So yeah, thank you very much, even though you don't know it, Liquid Death, for unofficially sponsoring this for us. So I definitely give this one 2 thumbs up, Grim Leafer. If you guys haven't tried their mini flavors, they have iced teas, and then they have flavored waters along with the regular still water and the sparkling water. And they have a new flavor out as well. So definitely check those out. But I would definitely buy the shit out of this.
Yeah.
All right, and as always, the music provided to the podcast is by a band named Zao, Z-A-O. They're zaoonline.net. You can check out their new album, The Crimson Corridor. The song that you hear is a rough cut of Creator Destroyer, which is on that album. And that's the song that you hear at the intro and outro. And also the background music is part of that as well. So check them out, Zao. And then if you would like to give us a shout out or a follow or just check out anything else that we have going on, you can check out our social media sites. Right now I'm doing a horror trivia on our Instagram and TikTok. which I also think it posts to the Facebook as well. I got to figure out a way to do the Twitter. I think I'm going to have to just do that separately because Twitter's at war with Meta, so they don't like each other for whatever fucking reason. We have a Tumblr, which it's getting less and less used. We definitely have a YouTube and a Rumble, which are somewhat the same. Rumble's a little more expressive, where you can have more freedom of speech, but both of those house our podcast. We're also trying, since we're just audio right now, I'm trying to put some more visuals on the podcast so you guys have something to look at as well. So I'll throw up some pictures and things of the things that we were talking about today on this podcast. And that way there's something playing in the background instead of just a still picture. And then you can always find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify for podcasters, or Google Podcast, which is pretty much anywhere podcasts are being played. You'll find us, Last Rites, the horror scene podcast. And then, as always, you can also go to our .com, which is www.thehorrorscene.com. Check out everything that we have posted on there. The podcasts are also available on there, which gives you a shortcut to the YouTubes. And you can also purchase shirts and sweatshirts that we have on there, as well as leave us comments. And then you can find all the links for all the people that we support and support us. Really, I think that's it.
Did you mention you've been making a few TikToks?
Yeah.
I find them pretty fun. There's mostly just trivia.
Yeah, that was the horror trivia in the beginning. So between the TikTok and the Instagram, both of them are horror trivia, but the TikToks I'm starting to get a little more interactive with them, which I think is turning out to be really good. I was struggling with it at first, trying to figure out a formula or at least a way to make it work for the horror genre. But I think I've got it pretty much down now. But definitely take a look at it. And you can find everything on our links, on our link tree, I should say. It'll tell you, it'll show you all the links, and you just click on them and it'll take you right to that page. And if you like it, give us a follow, give us a thumbs up, do what you need to do to support us. So, any last words?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening to us. Like Ollin said, we'll be posting again probably in the next week or so with some reviews for some movies. That way we can try and get some consistency going on with the podcast. So from our grave to yours, remember to stay creepy and keep it spooky, because these have been your last rites.
This is Last Rites.